Hey guys, welcome to OzConnect episode 6. This is your host, Erica.
And I'm your co-host and friend, Colin, all the way from the UK. Welcome back. So coming up on episode 6, this is a dedicated OzConvention update where we're going to discuss the first round of special guests joining us at the OzConvention and some updates on the channel. Mr. Chase is not with us for this video. He can't be here this week, but he will be back, so do not worry about that. So join us shortly to find out who our guest stars are at this year's OzConvention on July 16 to 18. Keep your eyes on the magic picture and we will be back in a second. Joining us, guys. Let's start off, Erica, with a really nice, interesting piece of information that I'm really excited about. So, can you guess what it is yet?
I have an idea, but just tell me anyway.
So, we hit 250 subscribers last Wednesday. Thank you so much, guys.
Yay!
July last year, this channel only opened up at last year's OzConvention and we had 0 subscribers. But on last Wednesday, we had 250 subscribers and we'd had over 13,000 views. I'm pretty happy with that. That means we're a quarter of our target of 10,000. Thank you, Kermit. Yay! So, to celebrate, we've got a free little competition for everybody. So there is a publication from our friend Marcus Mabe, who produces Oz and Baum related books from the past. This year is releasing Father Goose's yearbook, and all the proceeds from this book will go to the OzConvention Programming Fund. It has an afterword by Eric Jovarg, also known in the Oz community. And by purchasing this book, you will be supporting the OzCon and the Programming Fund. Now, as an extra little tidbit, I'm going to give one of these books away. So if you want to be in the chance with winning a copy of Father Goose's yearbook, you need to like this video, you need to be subscribed to the channel, and then you need to comment down below at where in this video is the hidden pop-up Ozma. So somewhere in this video, Ozma will pop up on the screen for 1 second, and then you need to put in the timestamp for that. That's how you enter this competition. Then we will draw out any of the comments at random and select a winner from those randomly. So make sure that you like this post, subscribe, and comment below where you've seen the hidden Ozma pop up in this video, and you're in a chance to win this brand newly printed Father Goose's yearbook delivered to your property, whether you're in the UK and USA only. Erica, you can't be in that competition, I'm afraid.
Aw. But seriously, guys, keep your eyes peeled. And remember, like, subscribe, and comment with a timestamp. And we'll be watching.
Thank you so much, because to get to 1,000 subscribers is our aim, because it will really help this channel out. But we've got even more exciting news for you. So we're ready to start revealing some of the first runs of guests.
And seriously, guys, I mean, we're patting ourselves on the backs for this, but we really want to thank you guys too, because even though we're putting out the content, you know, you guys are the ones watching it. You're commenting, you're subscribing. And we couldn't do this without you guys, so we appreciate you guys too.
Yeah, absolutely. We wouldn't be doing this if you weren't watching this, and we would not be doing this if you were not letting us know how much you've been enjoying the Oz content out there. So please, the more involvement, the more interaction you have, the more it fuels us to keep doing this as well. Thank you so much. So coming up, we've got a list of OzCon guests to announce, and this is just the first round of guests. So first off, OzCon is July 16th to the 18th. Friday will be pre-recorded OzCon video content. Saturday will be live 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. PDT time in California, with a few breaks in between. And then Sunday, there will be more video pre-recorded content, which mirrors how OzCon would usually be as a 3-day event. And I'm really excited because we're expanding a little bit more than we did on our one-day virtual event last year. And we've got a huge amount of content and guests, and the full schedule will get announced in due course, but at least we can give you a snapshot now of just some of the guests that have signed up. And there's a particular one I'm going to leave to the end that's really quite marvelous. So first up, our guest that is returning is Angelica Carpenter, will be in an interview with me discussing
Matilda Gage,
L Frank Baum's mother-in-law and quite renowned suffragette, off the back of the American Oz documentary. I thought it'd be really good if we had a deep dive on
Matilda,
and Angelica is just the person to have a nice in-depth interview to let you all know a little bit more about her influences on L Frank Baum and on America and on women's rights as a whole.
I'm really excited. I mean, I met Angela Carpenter at my, I want to say, second OzCon, and she was, first of all, she was very delightful, and second, she is very intelligent and did her research. I love her book Born Criminal, which is about Matilda Gage, and so to be able to hear her talk, I'm very happy to hear her. Plus, I just like talking to her. She's very fun to talk to.
Yeah, she's very fun to talk to, and great book, Born Criminal, and she's going to really go quite in depth in discussion with me. So this will be the interview to watch.
Can't wait.
Next up, we're going to play you a little segment that we did a few weeks ago, which discusses our panel that we're going to have on Saturday, July 17th, with the Yellow Book Road Facebook group, where we will be discussing one of the more obscure Oz books, and I'll let you find out about that panel right now.
One of the panels we're going to have is actually a collaboration between OzCon International and Yellow Book Road of Oz, and we're going to be having a discussion on A Barnstormer in Oz by Philip Jose Farmer. It's kind of a science fiction sequel, so to speak, of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, where the son of Dorothy is a pilot of a prop plane, and he ends up in Oz through a portal and ends up finding Oz isn't quite what Baum said it was. It gets very interesting very fast. There's a lot of stuff that happens both politically and scientific. There's a lot of scientific explanations to magic and a lot of stuff with portals. And basically, if you want to read, the book itself is out of print, but poke around on eBay, A-Books, and you'll find a copy if you want to read it before the panel. But a handful of us will read it. So if you can't find it, you can at least listen to a bunch of us who have read it.
So I will post details about the book in the description below. So from what I'm gathering from that is it's a much more of a science fiction take on Oz, and potentially then almost kind of the darker Oz before Maguire. So this is like your prelude to Wicked, perhaps in that kind of vein with more adult themes. So I have my copy ready for the panel. I have not read it yet. But
it's definitely not a traditional Oz story.
And we've got some interesting panelists coming up, but we will reveal those panelists probably next month from across the OzCon group and the Yellow Book Road on Facebook group. Is it Yellow Book Road? Sorry, Mikey, if I got that wrong.
Yellow Book Road, yes.
Mr. Chase, have you read this book?
I have not, but I've actually just started looking it up while you were talking about it because it sounds really interesting. It reminds me of there's a failed television pilot that they had for television, and it had a gentleman who went to Oz in an airplane, and so I thought that was really interesting. I wonder if they got inspiration from Barnstormers.
Maybe this book. I was gonna say maybe this book came out in the 70s. If that pilot came out since then, who knows? And while apparently Philip Jose Farmer was pretty popular writer in the science fiction community, but this book was never that big. So
yeah, when I've read up about him, he's done a lot of science fiction work, and we will cover a little bit about the man himself. So the first time I heard of this book was from the Alan Isles World of Oz book that came out in the mid-80s when Return to Oz came out. And it was the first time I was aware of it, and I never managed to pick up a copy. So I'm really looking forward to reading it, dissecting it, and giving my views and hearing everybody else's views when we all get to read that. And that's why collectively we're telling you now, because we're going to do a book club kind of style discussion on this. So you all get a chance to read it and interact at OzCon in July. You're not going to hear any more about it between now and then, other than who the panelists will be. Thanks for that update, Erica. I'm going to pass over to Erica in a minute, but at OzCon, can give you actual time for this, but at 7 p.m. PDT at OzCon, we will have our first ever live episode of OzConnect with myself, Erica, Mr. Chase, and 2 special guest panelists will be joining us for that episode live. Erica, I'll let you go over to you now, and you can tell us about the first guest.
Oh, you are in for a special treat. We are going to have our first ever live OzConnect. And to celebrate this, one of our guests, we're going to have 2, by the way, is going to be Aaron Toman. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with the name, though you shouldn't be because he's pretty awesome, he is the creator and voice of the Scarecrow in the podcast audio drama, The Chronicles of Oz.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get Aaron for this. He's done a really good, somewhat adult-themed version of not just the Wizard of Oz, but several of the Oz books now. So he's serialized up to Ozma of Oz, is working on Dorothy and the Wizard in Oz, and did a Christmas version of the Santa Claus story as well.
Which I had a voice in.
Ooh, did you now? I haven't listened to that one yet. I need to get around to it.
I was near the end. I played the mother of a child. I had like 3 lines, but it was great. It was like a bucket list thing for me to be a voice actor. So that I crossed off my bucket list.
Ooh, cool. And Aaron will be joining us live from Australia via Zoom. And so we're really looking forward to that. One of the great things about being virtual, even though we prefer to be face-to-face, is that we can do these things. And I really hope that we can get Aaron to OzCon when we're back face-to-face, because I think he'd be a great guy to have around. So very excited about that one. So
very excited.
If you want to see some of Aaron's, listen to Aaron's radio shows, he is available on Spotify. I think
on YouTube, and also on chroniclesofoz.com, I believe. I think it's .com. That he'll have all the episodes available there. But yeah, mostly Spotify and YouTube.
I'm really interested to find out where Aaron's passion for Oz has come from to do these particular audio dramas. They're really a little bit different, and it's really nice to see a fresh take on the original Oz books whilst grounded in Baum's world with his own take on it. And they're very professionally recorded as well.
Yes.
They've got a great voice cast with some great audio effects. So check that out, because, it's free on YouTube and Spotify as well. So there's absolutely no reason at all that you couldn't check these out and be ready to help us answer some questions with Aaron, because we will put him to a live Q&A as well as part of being live on that day. So you'll need to be there to ask those.
Yes.
And we also have another new guest coming up to the live OzConnect episode. Erica, fill us in.
Yes. In addition to Aaron Toman, we're also going to be featuring a new author, and some of you probably have seen her around Facebook promoting some of her work. Her name is Chris Silva, and she has she's already written one book called Straw Song, but now she's also currently working on an Oz themed book. I'm not entirely sure the title, but she will talk about it on the live OzConnect. And like me, she's a big fan of Oz, but instead of being a Tin Woodman fetishist, she's more inclined to the Scarecrow. It's how we meshed.
Yeah, so it's Chris with a K. You will, and it's
Yes.
Silva, Silva. So you will have probably seen her on Facebook if you're active on some of the Oz groups there.
Mhm.
She seems very interesting. I'm really interested to find out about her book that she's got coming up. I know she's very passionate about the Scarecrow, as that's quite clear from her messaging, and really, really interesting to understand this new dynamic and this new book that she's working on. So you're going to get a little taster of some Oz authors and creators that you may not have had exposure to before. And I think that's going to make for a really interesting live OzConnect episode. So you need to be there on July 17th at 7
Mhm.
EDT to see that. You're going to have to be signed up and registered as part of the virtual OzCon, which I think is a great time for me to actually now show you how easy it is to sign up to OzCon. And
Easy.
free event. You do not have to pay to register. We do ask for donations to the program planning fund, which helps us with editing and different bits and pieces, but you don't have to. It's a free event. Come and join us. And I'm going to put that on screen for you now.
So all you need to do is type in www.OzConInternational.com. And once you're on the page, click on the registration tab, scroll down, select how many online access tickets you want. So I'm going to do one in this instance. I'm going to put in a $5 donation. You don't have to do this, but if you would like to add to the programming fund, we would appreciate it for anything over $5. Or of course, you can just go back and don't give a donation and just give a ticket for access to the full OzCon programming. Click checkout now, and then you just type in your name. So we're going to John Doe at gmail.com. This ensures by having your email address that you have access to the full OzCon program and the full OzCon links for any videos and Zoom calls. So ensure that you do this, and then you'll have full access to the weekend. It's simple. And there you go, your order is complete, and you'll get any direct updates for OzCon.
Easy, lemon squeezy.
So you can see from what Erica's just said just how easy peasy that was to sign up. Please do sign up if you want to be at virtual OzCon, and if you want to see a majority of the programming that weekend. You're going to be signed up so that you can get a special link, because most content you will not be able to access unless you are registered. A lot of the recorded content will make its way onto YouTube afterwards, but that will be staggered over the rest of the year. So if you want to see everything, or you want to be there live, you must be registered for free over on www.OzConInternational.com. Registration link is down below.
Now feels like a great time to remind you of our different YouTube Oz shows over on the OzConnection. I'm ecstatic and delighted to make you all aware that the wonderful Recap of Oz podcast by Justin Peavy joined the OzConnection several weeks ago, and you can see all of his episodes on the OzConnection with visuals from L Frank Baum, Wizard of Oz books, and illustrations from W.W. Denslow and John R. Neal. The wonderful Recap of Oz podcast is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Anchor also. You can support Justin directly by subscribing on Anchor. Make sure you also listen to Cryptosology, our Oz fiction show by Erica Oliveira, and keep your eye out for future episodes of OzConnect.
Well, we've already announced 4 sections of the OzCon and several guests, but there's more. And actually, the next guests are really quite an exciting 2 guests that we've got that have got maybe a little bit of a Marvel theme. Any ideas, Erica, who I am talking about? Ooh, little squeak. So let's think about Marvel Oz. Let's think about what people know about Marvel Oz. Well, there was the 70s Marvel comics that were very much in MGM style, but
Don't care.
I'm not talking about them.
No.
I'm actually talking about, now let me think. Well, one of them's really well known in the Oz circle, which is Eric Shanower, but the other guy is Scotty Young. So Eric and Scotty Young will be joining us at OzCon, and you must be registered to see this first time. Will be joining me in an exclusive interview on their work on the Marvel Oz series, which ran from the Wonderful Wizard of Oz all the way through to the Emerald City of Oz, and they will be giving me an exclusive interview on their work on the Marvel Oz series. How do you feel about that, Erica?
Oh my God. I was so excited when you first told me, because I just absolutely love that series. I mean, that was like, Scotty Young's, like, that's my favorite, like, aside from, the original illustrations of Oz, except Denzel, I don't know. It's like, aside from Neil, Scotty Young's illustrations are my favorite. Like, and also his Tin Woodman was like kind of what awakened. I keep that Tin Woodman like framed on my desk.
Yeah,
Because he is the sexiest.
I just really thought that this series was just a perfect marriage of two artists. I mean, you've got Eric Shanower, well-known Oz artist, and particularly illustrator and comic book artist and writer. But in this version of Oz, Eric is the one that's adapting L Frank Baum's work into the text, and Scotty Young is giving his fresh, very fresh interpretation of Oz and the Oz characters, and it is very, very quirky and really, really fun designs and styles. And you're going to get to find out how they approached that and where they were both coming from. But it was such a good series, and you will learn so much more from this interview of the two of them at OzCon July 16 to 18. You will get more information on the scheduling, and that both are confirmed. And I'm so excited to be able to do this.
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I love Scotty's work in general. Like, he has also a series called I Hate Fairyland, which has that same quirky look to it, and a fun storyline to boot. And he also has a Marvel series of focus just on Rocket and Groot. He has I just love his style.
There was a lot of people that were interested in this series that wouldn't normally have been interested in Oz, just because Scotty was illustrating the comics for this, and it was a joy to collect the comics as they came out, and then the hardback editions as they came out also. So be ready, because there's going to get some real insight into this series. So that's it for the major announcements. There's a couple of other there's more than a lot of programming that I'm working on at the moment, but there's a whole boatload more of content for OzCon to be able to announce. So ensure that you're tuned up next time around. And one of the best ways to do that is how, Erica?
Do like and subscribe.
And if you want to add extra to this channel, you could also comment down below. We are aiming to get to 1,000 subscribers this year, which means we really help the channel out. And also, if you want to win a copy of Barbara Goose's yearbook, which has not been published in over 100 years, with an afterword by Eric Jovarg, one copy will be given away. To do that, you must like this episode, be subscribed to the OzConnection, and then comment down below for the timestamp where you saw the pop-up hidden Ozma appear for 1 second, being a chance to win. Well, I think that's there wasn't much there in this episode to discuss, really, Erica. Do you?
No, but I think we got the point across.
Yeah, there's a lot of exciting.
We'll definitely have more to discuss next time. I definitely have some things I have planned that I'm hopefully be able to announce more next time.
Yeah, so me and Erica got some extensive notes of people that they're pretty much nearly confirmed, but before, I want to make sure they're absolutely confirmed, and then we will announce them as we're coming along. So keep following OzConnect. It will give you a good indication of what's coming up. The full schedule will come out much closer to the event, but we will keep on giving you, as it's confirmed, different guests, different panels, different presentations. So make sure you join us again next time.
Yep, and don't forget, there's no place like the OzConnection. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And we'll see you again next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.